Greetings and salutations YouTube, it's your boy AT202020 here doing another video testing out another mic, while also doing a long-awaited Redux on the Prince of Blood. Since my Moirail is the Prince of Blood and we've gone over abilities that he thinks he'd possess as one, I've decided that I'd do a Redux of my very first video on the topic, which is this one. Anyway, enough with the intro, here we go. The Prince is one of the two destruction classes of Homestuck and the active counterpart to the Bard. Princes destroy their aspect and destroy through their aspect, like how Aridin destroyed Hope through Hope by using his white magic to blast the matriarch to pieces, or how Dirk seems to be able to destroy souls by ripping them out of the enemy, or splinter his soul and implant the fragments into others, or how Carlos seems to destroy Rage by having Mulin not be angry at him despite him being the reason she's deaf. Princes also don't lack their aspect, but instead ghost it, like how Aridin didn't have hope for his team, so he placed it in joining Jack Noir, showing Rage's negativity. Dirk seemed incredibly logical, but had passionate drive in his plans, and Carlos was a pretty chill dude, I guess. This class also seems to be cocky at times, like how Dirk assumed he'd actually be the one controlling his team behind the scenes, or how Aridin is just himself. At worst, a prince's arrogance can be their own destructive undoing in one way or another. Oh, and one more thing. Just because you're a destroyer doesn't necessarily mean you're outright evil. Blood is the inverse of breath and has to do with being grounded, ties, bonds, responsibilities, connections, being inflexible, and blood itself. And I guess flesh as well. Those who are bound to the aspect of blood draw strength from the bonds, relationships, and friendships that they develop throughout their lives, kind of making them like your average fairy tale character. They're natural leaders, but their strength lies in guidance and inspiration rather than some dominating, commanding force. They can be the ones to push their team in the right direction and be that extra nudge they need to achieve victory. Some will do their best to keep their ship from sinking, while some others will work even harder than usual while that ship is sinking to make sure everyone else makes it out alive and well. However, the Bloodbound can have their fair share of disasters in their relationships and life in general, so they'll need to rely on their friends and comrades more than ever in those moments. However, since the aspect revolves around being grounded when they're at their worst, the Bloodbound can become inflexible and set in their ways, closed off from constructive criticism and even words of encouragement. At their best though, their magnetically charismatic personalities can easily draw in crowds of people. Just make sure this power is used for good, you know? Now for the Prince of Blood themselves. The arrogance that comes naturally to a prince, combined with the role of leadership that comes with being a blood player, can sometimes lead themselves to assuming they're the main character of a story or two. This can lead them to making decisions that need to be made, but can also cause others to be rubbed the wrong way if it goes on long enough. As you'd imagine, the Prince of Blood, a natural-born destroyer, can very easily dismantle and even outright break the bonds that they and others have made with ease, whether they mean to or not. This can easily be their strongest and most dangerous power. This would spawn from them ghosting breath possibly, by being detached from the bonds they formed, or pushing them away by being distant, trapped in their own echo chambers. However, on the other hand, when they do have friends and loved ones who stick around them, then those are true bonds that the prince has made and shouldn't be taken lightly. Overall, pros and cons considered, that a Prince of Blood at their best is a true friend that you would definitely want on your side. As for the Prince's powers, excluding the stuff mentioned previously, the Prince of Blood would ironically be pretty great at using the friendships and allies they've made to utterly destroy whatever foes stand in their way, whether it's issuing guidance to an army or, I don't know, using some kind of friendship power boost to stomp an enemy squaring up against them. Other powers that belong to the Prince's set would be Blood Bullets at catastrophic destructive power, being able to vaporize blood in a touched target's body, or just decimating a touched person's flesh sack of a body with a ferocious slash of their fingers. Overall, while ghosting breath, the Prince of Blood's fighting style would overall be graceful yet brutal in how they shred the veins of their enemies. Kinda like Krieg, minus the screaming about their own abs and bicycles made of meat. Okay, maybe just minus the bicycles. And I believe that's all I have to say on the matter. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're enjoying your day, and I guess I'll see you whenever and wherever. So I bid you dudes, dudettes, and others adieu. Bye.